China during a time when the international community was pushing hard to limit nuclear proliferation. But more important than the mine was the town itself. The Teals would stay in Swakopmund, a town of 25,000 people that sits between the Atlantic Ocean and the vast Namib Desert. Not only were they living in South Africa during the violent era of apartheid, but despite its small size and isolated location, the town of Swakopmund itself was significant for many post-war Germans. And that's because it was one of the few places that ex-Nazis weren't just welcome, but were even celebrated. Swakopmund was settled in 1892 as the main harbor for German Southwest Africa, a colony that Germany controlled for just a few short decades before losing it during World War I, although it would remain a culturally German beach resort town, mainly because the southwest Namib Desert was impossibly far away from the rest of the world, surrounded by nothing but oceans of sand and 2 centuries worth of shipwrecks. And it was in this isolated, backwater environment that former Nazis felt free to be themselves, and not as a quiet minority or a fringe community. The story goes that in Swakopmund, it was common to greet others with Heil Hitler. A 1970s New York Times article would describe the town as more German than Germany, with streets named in German and Main Street shops dedicated entirely to goods imported from Germany. Even as late as 1989, the Nazi flag was flown from the tallest building in the town to mark the 100th anniversary of Hitler's birthday. And that's where Peter Thiel and his family lived until he was 11 years old. After a decade, when the mine was finished, the Thiels would move back to the US, where they would settle in the Bay Area of California in a suburb south of San Francisco. Peter Thiel's biographer paints his childhood in California as full of contradictions. During classmate interviews, former friends would call him joyless and vain at the same time. Because as a young teen, he was very much the archetypical 1980s nerd. If nothing else brought him happiness, Peter Thiel was downright obsessed with science fiction and fantasy, reading The Lord of the Rings over 10 times and naming Isaac Asimov as another favorite author. Naturally, Dungeons & Dragons was his favorite game to play, where he would often take the role of Dungeon Master, the director that controls the game's reality for other players. But despite that, he would, quote, never hide that he was intelligent. At 12 years old, he was one of the highest-ranked young chess players in all of California, putting a sticker on his chess set that said "Born to Win," although in reality, he was known for losing his cool and getting angry when he did lose. But growing up in the 80s, he faced a lot of bullying for these interests, and by the time he entered the second half of high school, his classmates would notice that the bullying he had gone through didn't really affect him much, as his awkwardness became outright arrogance. One of his friends would later say, Peter never tried to hide the fact that he was the smartest guy in the room. One story comes from his senior year, where even after being accepted into Stanford, one of the top universities in the country, Thiel risked his entire college career by taking the SAT for underclassmen for $500 each, a side hustle that, while lucrative, could have also had him thrown out of college before he even got there. But anecdotes about Peter Thiel's personality would only get stranger as he started college at Stanford University, and his own unique worldview and ambitions began to take shape after a deeply unconventional childhood. Upon being accepted into Stanford University, Peter Thiel didn't follow the trend of going into computer science that was soon going to turn the entire Bay Area into the worldwide center of the technology boom. Instead, he chose to pursue a degree in philosophy. But it wasn't the education itself that would define his time at Stanford. Instead, we can look at it as the place where Peter Thiel's deep, lifelong relationship to politics and technology began. He's this kid that was raised in severely conservative German South Africa, and then he arrives at this progressive-leaning university in Northern California. After being raised by a father who was willing to move continents a half dozen times to avoid liberalism, and a childhood spent in a town that practically worshipped Nazis, and now he's walking right into the epicenter of 1980s progressivism. And the students at his school were some of the most empathetic, bleeding heart, politically extreme group of kids in modern history. But instead of being swept up into the rising tide of progressivism, Peter Thiel would find himself deeply at odds with the world around him. He would lean into his upbringing and heritage, doubling down and turning ideological confrontation into a cornerstone of who he was in a way that would last for the rest of his life.
Laws made white people officially superior, and the large black majority faced discrimination in every aspect of their lives. Living, doing business, or owning land in white areas was banned. There were separate public facilities, transport and schools. Interracial marriage was banned. Many had no right to citizenship and were regarded as aliens in major cities.
In the mid to late 1980s, the state of politics in South Africa was becoming a central concern on college campuses around the US. Increased media attention had created a level of student outrage that hadn't been seen since the Vietnam War, putting the spotlight on the institutionalized racial segregation, violence against black citizens, and massive economic inequality.
When conflict erupted in the 1980s, with anti-apartheid activists frequently shot at, beaten, or arrested.
Students held protests on campus all over the country in an attempt to compel institutions to stop doing business with South African companies for as long as the crimes against humanity continued. Protest leaders would declare, "We don't want our education financed by the blood of the South African people." At Columbia in New York, hundreds of students and even some professors would blockade an academic building for over 3 weeks before the university finally cut all ties from South African companies. Stanford itself was particularly consequential. Over 1,000 students would sit in at Stanford alone, and in the end, the university's administrators would threaten to sell off enough stock in Motorola that the company agreed to cease sales of electronics to South African military forces. In the same way that students had shifted national consciousness in West Germany 20-something years earlier, now American students were turning apartheid from something distant and easy to ignore into a moral crisis that forced universities and companies to face the truth. And in the end, their protesting meaningfully contributed to the country's government eventually being sanctioned by the Reagan administration, which itself ended up being a huge turning point against the South African regime.
Both the government and its opponents should begin a dialogue about constructing a political system that rests upon the consent of the governed, where the rights of majorities and minorities and individuals are protected by law.
It was here that Peter Thiel stood as a college student, having just begun his education at one of the most progressive and outspoken schools in the country, at a time when nearly everybody was united in drawing attention
Oi,
to a
fuck
gross
off, cunt.
injustice happening across the world. But that gross injustice just happened to be the one that he spent his childhood not just benefiting from, but celebrating. And so in the company of his peers, Peter Thiel would become known for openly dismissing the anti-apartheid movement as overblown. During conversations with his fellow students, he would say that apartheid works, defending it as a good economic system, which ended up earning him various accusations of ignorance, arrogance, or just plain racism. But after his ideas were outright rejected by the people around him, he wouldn't stop there. In fact, 20-year-old Peter Thiel would only double down and embark on the journey that would define the rest of his life, beginning a career full of what I would call ideological entrepreneurialism. And so in 1987, when Peter Thiel was in his second year of Stanford's philosophy program, he co-founded a student publication called the Stanford Review. And the paper had one goal: to advocate for conservative ideas at his famously liberal university. But it wasn't just inspired by political debates between himself and the other undergraduates. In the late 80s, Stanford was going through a serious period of change. Looking to modernize their approach to the humanities, they replaced a Western culture course with a program called Culture, Ideas, and Values that, quote, focused on diversity and multiculturalism. It was also mandated that the new program would include more works by women or non-white authors, and that professors should be non-white as well. And so in response, Thiel's paper presented itself as an objective forum for rational debate, claiming to present alternative views on a wide range of current issues in the Stanford community. And in one early edition of the paper, we can see this immensely revealing mission statement. Whenever debates do take place within the Stanford community, they're too often confined to an emotional level. Name-calling, like "that's racist," "he's a communist," "you're a fascist," is the norm, even though it rarely leads anywhere. In the Stanford Review, we will confine ourselves to rational argumentation, which will hopefully lead to rational thought and rational solutions. The emotional type of debate, on the other hand, has had a dismal track record of polarizing views and provoking irresponsible solutions. With this paper coming all the way from the late 80s, almost 40 years ago, it's almost shocking how it feels like it was written at the height of today's culture wars. Politically correct versus politically incorrect, rightoids versus libtards. Basically, it was the highbrow version of a Ben Shapiro debate compilation. But it's important to remember that it went even deeper than Peter Thiel disagreeing with liberalism or being an arrogant undergrad. These grievances he laid out in the paper were personal. While he may have written that it was all for the sake of debating and considering all viewpoints and being rational, in reality, Peter Thiel very much knew what side of the debate he was on. It's the same tactic that's used by a lot of the debate personalities around today, acting like your position comes from a desire to advocate for ideological diversity and rationality and free speech. And that can be a powerful tool to give the feeling of neutrality to what is in reality a very, very biased position. When you read excerpts from Peter Thiel's writing at the time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very, very recognizable to the same type of debate tactics that people use today.
The reason we have racial tensions in our society, the reason we have other kinds of tensions, is not because there is a problem with racism and other forms of oppression, but because people are looking for these things too much.
And so by founding his own paper, one that would go against the grain of everyone around him, He was able to build his own stage instead of being forced to conform to the dominant campus culture at the time. But for Peter Thiel, instead of just coming out of a desire to be contrarian to those he didn't align with, his disagreements were true to him. And that's because he grew up in South Africa in a culture that was essentially outside of the Western world. Thousands of miles away from Europe or North America, sandwiched between the barren desert and the vast ocean, progress or neoliberalism was not a concern for the people of Swakopmund. Peter Thiel's family raised him on an island of extreme conservatism, where you could openly praise Hitler and celebrate racial oppression with no pushback whatsoever. His contrarianism wasn't uninformed. It was, in fact, a reflection of his entire life so far. It just so happened that his writings were also a great early glimpse into the culture war that would later escape college campuses and define American social politics for the last decade and a half. After graduating from Stanford Law School in the early 90s, Peter Thiel spent a couple of years rapidly hopping between jobs around the world. By the time he had turned 30, he had been a clerk for a federal judge in Alabama, a securities lawyer at a multi-billion-dollar firm in New York City. He was then hired as a trader at a bank in Switzerland, and in the middle of all of that, he picked up experience writing speeches at the office of Reagan-era Education Secretary William Bennett. And while all of these were highly qualified jobs, they weren't exactly notable. And with Thiel not staying at any of them for more than a year, I'm guessing he probably knew that. And so at the age of 29, in 1996, Peter Thiel goes back to California, but this time he had a plan, because he was walking right into one of the most explosive moments in the history of business, the birth of the internet economy. And by the time Thiel had returned home in the late 90s, the Bay Area had become something entirely new. Startup culture was taking over as tech giants popped up out of nowhere. Venture capital was raising billions, millionaires were made overnight, and there was a general sense that just about everything in the world could be remade on the internet if you moved fast enough. And Northern California had become the center of this new digital frontier.
An enormous amount of venture capital pouring into Silicon Valley. I mean, in the tens of billions of dollars was being poured in, and frankly being distributed to anybody who could, raise their hand and say, yes, I think I have a clever business idea.
There was a part of me during the dot-com boom that was going, this seems really stupid, but it seems to be working. I mean, these guys are making a lot of money somehow. Maybe I just don't get it, right?
And so when he got back to California, he found Thiel Capital Management, raising around $1 million with help from friends and family, which should probably raise your eyebrow. And he turns it into his own little self-directed venture capital fund to capitalize on the internet economy boom. But again, he was a philosophy student with a law degree. He didn't study business, he didn't study computer science, and so his plan to capitalize on the internet economy was to create his own vehicle to invest into other people's ideas and hopefully turn a profit in a time when it seemed like just about anybody could start their own online company.
One is turning into millionaires overnight from stock options and IPOs, and it was just, it's kind of enticing when you're fresh out of college and you see all that stuff and all the magazines and everything. You're just like, that's the place I need to go.
But after a major investment into a friend's online calendar project collapsed almost immediately, Thiel was back at square one. But instead of going back to a career in law that it seemed like he was never particularly interested in to begin with, Peter Thiel started building his own company, with no idea that it would do far more than just make him rich, but actually fundamentally change how the world uses money. But first he went through even more failure. With the same set of friends from the last company, Peter Thiel co-founded Confinity, a company with an initial product that was convoluted and not really that relevant even back then. Basically, their software allowed users to send money between Palm Pilot devices, pocket-sized touchscreen computers that were popular at the time and could be used to take notes, save contact info and calendar events, and other administrative tasks. And being able to beam money between these devices was an interesting concept, but in practice, it was somewhat of an awkward failure. Palm Pilots, while popular with the tech yuppie crowd, weren't really widely adopted by ordinary people. There were only around 5 million devices in circulation at the time, and that was a pretty low ceiling on how popular something like PayPal could become. On top of that, though, it was pretty clunky. Early team members would later say that as far as actually using the app was concerned, no one could really think of anything to do with it besides splitting the tab after dinner.
When we started PayPal, the initial product was an infrared beaming device on Palm Pilots for sending money. It was voted one of the 10 worst business ideas in 1999. And 1999 was a year where there were many bad ideas in technology.
But they would quickly realize that despite their lack of success, they had unintentionally built technology that could be easily applied elsewhere. In the mid to late 90s, being able to conveniently and safely make online purchases was extremely difficult. If you wanted to buy something on the computer, you would either write a check and mail it, which could take weeks to clear and was subject to fraud on both sides. It was an option to type your credit card information directly into an unsecured form on a merchant's website, but you'd have to trust they wouldn't overcharge you or just end up stealing it. Or you could use software like CyberCash or eGold, which were incredibly primitive and hard to get into for most users. Essentially, there was no real way for ordinary people to make online purchases, even while websites like eBay and Amazon were becoming incredibly popular. And this lack of convenience was a huge barrier towards further growth. Sending money orders in the mail to buy something on Amazon wasn't going to work anymore if the internet wanted to see widespread adoption. It was going to have to be easy, convenient, and safe. And so Peter Thiel and his team set out to apply their Palm Pilot technology, then called PayPal, to the entire internet. Along the way, they would merge with Elon Musk's X.com, a popular online banking and money transfer app, and they would combine technologies, creating one website where anyone in the world with an email address and access to a computer could send or receive money online. And even though they launched right before the collapse of the dot-com bubble that was so bad it took the American stock market years to recover from,
after what they are already calling Black Friday, they are counting up the damage on Wall Street tonight.
In the spring of 2000, the stampede reversed.
And sent the Dow and the NASDAQ plummeting. It was the worst single-day point loss ever for both exchanges.
Some person or some groups of people, and I think it was mainly the large institutional investors, stood up and said, no, I'm not putting another $100 million in this company because you've not made any progress to getting profitable.
PayPal only kept growing. With a viral marketing trick where they would offer $10 for every new user to try out the service, they went from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands to millions of users in just 18 months. They had, against all odds, become one of the fastest growing online companies, with almost 200 employees and $100 million in revenue. Even the press couldn't deny that their success was exceptional. They would write, "E-currencies have rarely been worth the paper that they're not printed on." But with a potent viral marketing gimmick and a dose of dumb luck, PayPal is making person-to-person transactions pay. And so in 2002, they were ultimately acquired by eBay, one of their biggest partners, for whom they had made online checkouts possible for $1.5 billion. But the story goes that many of PayPal's original founding employees had a hard time adjusting to the more traditional corporate culture at their new parent company, and it would only be 1 or 2 years before almost every single one of them had walked away. Although that wasn't the end of the story, because the team that had built PayPal would go on to have possibly the most wide-ranging collective success story in the history of Silicon Valley. Max Levchin, one of PayPal's co-founders, would found Affirm, the company that initially popularized buy now, pay later services online. Elon Musk obviously became the wealthiest man on earth. Reid Hoffman, PayPal's former executive vice president, would found LinkedIn. Several former PayPal engineers and designers would form the team that founded YouTube and sold it to Google for billions of dollars. Another software developer from PayPal would co-found Yelp. Another one would later work as the CEO of Reddit. And that's only a few examples. Basically, the percentage of early PayPal employees that would later become highly influential serial entrepreneurs was high.
And part of what was interesting in these companies was that the diversity of all of them, like none of the content is exactly the same. If you look at this, LinkedIn is about kind of professional networking, YouTube is about video, Tesla electronic cars, SpaceX launches spaceships, Yammer, which is business communication.
And their success rate was even higher. Some of the biggest internet companies around today came out of this one small group.
This is PayPal today, which is a global company. It's a unicorn, before the term unicorn, and it is spinning out of eBay later this year. But the more interesting story is about what is called the PayPal Mafia, which is the group of people behind this. And more value was created after the essentially after PayPal than was in the initial period. And so
but Peter Thiel wouldn't found any other companies at all, because tech itself wasn't the full story of what he was trying to do. Even in early interviews during their first initial growth spurt, he would speak candidly with journalists about how he envisioned PayPal's political purpose. Thiel believes his company could ultimately compete with titans like American Express, but the prize he has in mind is bigger than a place in the Dow. He hopes to make PayPal a vehicle of geopolitical liberation. The ability to move money fluidly and the erosion of the nation-state are closely related, he explains. With a PayPal account, anyone on the internet can transfer value with greater anonymity than they could with a Swiss bank account. Hard to tax, harder to regulate, and nearly impossible to control. In other words, PayPal was crypto before crypto existed, a libertarian dream of money without government oversight.
And And that's the kind of choice governments like China, India, some of these other countries are going to face. They will either have to shut down the telecommunications network and make it illegal for you to own a cell phone, or they will have to basically give up the kind of monetary sovereignty they've had and the enormous power that they've been able to wield as a result of this kind of sovereignty over the last many, many years.
And so by all accounts, Peter Thiel had not set out to be a CEO. Everything he had worked on to that point, even his billion-dollar tech company, had been ideologically motivated. And so instead of going off to found another tech company and chase after the next billion-dollar product like all of his friends from PayPal had, Peter Thiel would instead double down on what he believed in and go in a completely different direction, seeking to build a new level of influence and control bigger than any widget or app that he could help develop. PayPal was a revolutionary product, one of the biggest tech companies of its entire generation. And it wasn't just that they had gotten lucky during a moment of growth in tech, they had legitimately revolutionized the use of money online. But on Peter Thiel's resume, it was an outlier. He was a philosophy student who ran a paper at school. He was into politics and debates, culture wars, and his work experience was as a lawyer. Developing software, managing a huge team, being the figurehead of a tech company, that never really seemed like it was part of his plan. So even in a moment where the entire world would have jumped to invest in Peter Thiel's companies, he simply walks away. But he didn't disappear. Instead, he was actually going to go bigger, focusing his energy on bringing his philosophies to life across the entire tech industry. In the early to mid-2000s, Peter Thiel founded a long list of venture capital firms. Clarium Capital was first, a hedge fund that he founded almost immediately after PayPal was sold. And while it was successful, his investing career didn't really kick off until he became the first outside investor in Facebook, buying 10% of the company for $500,000 in 2004, at a time when the platform had less than 100,000 users. Then the year after that, while his shares in Facebook were well on their way to being worth tens of millions of dollars, he opens Founders Fund, a venture capital firm that would quickly reach a portfolio worth $20 billion by making early investments in SpaceX, Airbnb, DeepMind, Spotify, Stripe, Neuralink, OpenAI, Figma, Affirm, Polymarket, Credit Karma, Lyft, Wish, and many other massive companies. In 2008, he would invest in the Seasteading Institute, a company founded by Milton Friedman's grandson that aimed to create permanent, autonomous ocean cities that could exist without interference from any government entity. In 2011, he founded Breakout Ventures, another VC firm, this time for the purpose of investing in biotechnology. And ultimately, almost all of Peter Thiel's investments pointed towards one vision of what technology could do for civilization: expanding freedom, putting power in the hands of people, connecting the world beyond the barriers of banks, languages, government, and nationality. As the first investor in Facebook, he helped build a platform that wasn't just a social network, but a digital ecosystem that redefined how humanity could communicate and do business across the world. And then, being the first institutional investor in SpaceX, he showed that ambitious space exploration, which was once the exclusive domain of entire governments, could be achieved through private enterprise and entrepreneurial vision. Even more of his investments, companies like Airbnb, Spotify, and Lyft, they were, at their core, telling a story of decentralizing things like hotels, the music industry, taxis. He was dissolving old institutions into digital platforms and creating freedom by allowing direct digital connections. And again, this was at its core who Peter Thiel had always been. He starts out as a student of philosophy, someone obsessed with ideas and debates. His college project wasn't an app or a device or a website, it was a newspaper. And so in a time when technology was becoming the new frontier of humanity, Peter Thiel became the philosopher king, someone who never stopped asking, how do we innovate faster and build towards a better future as quickly as possible?
Companies. You know, you're trying to do things with self-driving cars and supposedly with asteroid mining, although maybe that's just part of the propaganda ministry. And you know, but you're doing more than Microsoft or Apple or a lot of these other companies. Amazon's the only one, in my mind, of the big tech companies that's actually reinvesting all its money, that has enough of a vision of the future that they're actually able to reinvest all their profits.
They make less profit than Google does.
But if we're living in an accelerating technological world, and you have 0% interest rates in the background, you should be able to invest all of your money in things that will return it many times over. And the fact that you're out of ideas, maybe it's a political problem, the government's outlawed things, but it's...
But even though Peter Thiel had built this crazy reputation as the libertarian technology philosopher, building a more free future through the internet, something completely different was forming underneath his idealism. Because despite everything he seemed to be trying to create, it would quickly become apparent that what he had actually made was something else entirely. On September 11, 2001, the world changed forever when Al-Qaeda flew 2 Boeing 767s into the World Trade Center, killing almost 3,000 people in the deadliest terror attack in history. For people who are old enough to remember, they talk about airport checkpoints getting stricter and the general mood of the era, but more than that, it was a moment of fundamental change. Government put together the Department of Homeland Security, they passed the Patriot Act. It was the dawn of mass surveillance billed as security. Because the problem wasn't that they had no idea the attacks were coming. Instead, the legacy of America's response to 9/11 was one of uncoordinated incompetence. Prior to the attacks, multiple hijackers who were involved in 9/11 were known to the CIA, but were never placed on any watch list. Even 5 or 6 years before 9/11 happened, intelligence agencies knew that terrorists had plans to use airplanes as weapons, but had never specifically planned on how to prevent that happening. Basically, the fact that 9/11 happened at all was a deep institutional failure, and Americans knew this. But one thing that Peter Thiel had always been good at was spotting opportunities. And what he would realize was that the threat of terrorism in America connected directly to what he and his team had built at PayPal. Because really, for the first time ever, it was a tech startup processing oceans of data from all over the world. I mean, more than any one bank, more than any group individually, PayPal could see everything that anyone was doing on their platform. And at the same time, as they grew naturally, they had to start preventing financial crimes and fraud on the platform. To do that, they had to build highly sophisticated algorithms that could reach far and wide and detect patterns to prevent fraud. And so when the whole country realizes that 9/11 probably could have been prevented, Peter Thiel realizes that he may have already built the tech to do it. Thiel brings in Alex Karp to lead the company as CEO, another non-technical philosopher who had degrees in social theory and worked in tech-adjacent fields. And he would later say, about their early years, we couldn't, for the life of us, get any venture capitalist in California to invest in Palantir. The story goes that Michael Moritz, the head of gigantic venture capital firm Sequoia, would doodle through an entire meeting, and one of his colleagues would lecture the Palantir team about how the company was undoubtedly going to fail. Eventually, Peter Thiel himself had to put $30 million of his own money in to get Palantir off the ground. But even years later, after they had been developing the product for 6 or 7 years, journalists in the early 2010s would still write that no one seemed to know what exactly Palantir does. And so it remained as this kind of quiet project in the background, while Peter Thiel's much more prolific investing career brought him into the upper echelon of Silicon Valley. By 2012, the company's revenue had passed $300 million, and Peter Thiel would go on record saying that one day soon, Palantir will be as big as Facebook. But still, people didn't exactly know what the company did. In 2015, right around the time that their valuation was about to pass $20 billion in total, TechCrunch published a leaked report that actually gave the public the first big insight into what Palantir really was.
Apparently scrap is
Basically,
used
they
for
parse
workbench
data
shit
for
only.
huge organizations. Like an organization so
30,
big that they have
60.
petabytes of information and such a wide range of different kinds
get
of
a
data,
hatchet
there's
now
basically
and a
no
pickaxe.
way for one team or one person to make sense of all of it. Essentially,
Let's
Palantir
hatch
is
it
a
up,
solution
bruh.
that makes it extremely easy to search for, visualize, and process huge amounts of information. For example, Palantir helped the SEC convict Bernie Madoff, the New York banker whose Ponzi scheme was worth almost $70 billion in the late 2000s, by making it easy for them to search through 40 years of records and over 20 terabytes of data to build a case against him.
Bernie Madoff said he had no excuses before a federal judge sentenced him to 150 years for masterminding the biggest Ponzi scheme in world history.
Palantir explains that it's a tool set for use in human analysis on its website, and we now understand that the service is pretty much a smarter way of displaying data for analysis by humans. It's capable of building comprehensive models of activity to detect suspicious anomalies, and it's even able to provide immunity to fraud thanks to strategies the founders learned while still at PayPal. Palantir's anti-fraud system uses algorithms to detect and isolate patterns designated by analysts. This approach was inspired by the need to combat adaptive threats at PayPal. At the same time, though, that wasn't all it could be used for. One of their big clients was the LAPD, who was using Palantir as a tool for predictive policing.
Hello. Oh, what's up, John? How you doing?
What up?
Long time no see.
Dude, for real. What you guys on?
We're on Abraham right now. Hello, hello, John. This is Eric, my sister's boyfriend.
What
John.
up, sister's boyfriend? How you doing?
It's from Milwaukee.
From where?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Where'd you guys meet?
League.
On the
One of the
Rift.
only people. One of the
Wait,
only people that
you're not IRL friends?
No, not yet.
Yo, I respect it.
What up?
I haven't played League in a while, and he hasn't been on in a while, so.
Are you not playing right now?
Well, no, I am, but what I'm saying is, like,
You trying to join us?
I haven't seen you.
I would join you. I got an update, bro. I'm probably like 6 months behind on the update. I don't know when the last time we played was, but.
Don't worry. We'll wait. It won't take that long.
All right, give me a second.
Well,
I'm playing
I was-
Rust right now. I have a buddy in Australia who I play Rust with.
Damn.
But he hasn't logged on yet, so I'm just kind of solo. I'd play some ARAM with you boys, though.
Yeah, come in. Probably have a game or two left. Oh, but yeah, I was in your city. Sorry, I'm really
Yeah,
quiet
dude,
'cause
that's
my girlfriend's
crazy.
sitting.
I know we're like 3 months
Yeah.
behind on catching up, but how was it, bro?
Yeah. It was good. It was cheese curds are overrated. These are just mozzarella sticks.
Oh yeah, it's
I
mini
really
mini
thought
mozzarella.
they'd be- Yeah, I had my hopes up. I was really sad to find out they were just mozzarella sticks.
It's literally just a mini mozzarella stick, dude. All the things that people know Wisconsin of is crazy. It's like madly overrated. Like our famous beer is the Spotted Cow, but like, bro, it's not even the best beer from that brewery.
Damn.
I know.
Like, but no, it was cool. It was cool. I also learned. So Mandani, my goat, was elected the most recent socialist mayor.
Milwaukee.
Was 2 times in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Like, what? And that was like 1920 or 1880 or some shit.
I think it was like 1930 or some shit.
Yeah,
but it was a
like
while ago.
1930.
That's like our claim to fame, baby.
Yeah. Socialist city out of nowhere. What else I do? Yeah, it was my friend's. Yeah, I guess pretty much our my girlfriend's friend's wedding. So that was cool.
Bro, I'm so bummed I missed those messages because, like, you know how I am with Discord. It's like sometimes I'll log on every day, and then sometimes I won't log on for like 6 months. Like,
yeah. But no, it was really cool. It was a very cute city. A very small downtown area.
Yeah.
But like pretty all the way where the brewers are is like pretty big area.
dude,
Like
yeah,
it's just
that's
very spread out, you know.
yeah. I saw that you were at
We're
the
just
state
so
fair.
far.
You were at the state fair. That's
State
all
fair
the
was
way out there.
Yeah, like honestly, perfect timing. Really cool. Like from like California has state fairs, like the Orange County State Fair and stuff, which is cool. But this is just like, I'd say probably as big, like square footage wise, it's big. But the ones in like LA are also massive too that I just like didn't realize. I'd probably say this was bigger. Good food. Got like a pork chop on a stick.
Hell yeah.
I like other random stuff. The slide was fun. The cream puffs were good, but it was also just like cream in like bread.
It's like whipped
Like, it
cream
was
and
good.
bread and some powdered sugar.
It was good though. But dude, it was crazy because like we'd see people walk out with like 12 of them. Like, what the fuck? Are you
Yeah, it's a
eating
whole
them all
thing.
right now? What?
No,
We
they
got
get like
3.
to-goes and like they give them to their parents and shit. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
But no, it was really cool. It was really cool. I like glad I went because I would never visit Milwaukee. Like even if I'm like in Chicago, I would be like, let's do a day trip to Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
kind of a random city. It's like one of those like if you didn't have a reason to be here, there ain't a good reason to be here, you know.
Yeah. But no, it was really cool. But yeah, how you been? How's the band?
I've been good. Yeah, band's fine. I'm kind of just getting over a sickness, bro. I was out the past couple days just sleeping all fucking day.
Damn.
But we had a
Are you
busy
playing any other?
Halloween. We played a couple shows on Halloween, and that was super fun.
Nice. That's fun.
Yeah, we
Damn,
were
dude.
all dressed up.
Wow. Have you done any like festivals or anything? Or just
Nothing this year.
Huh.
But
Any
last year
plans
we
for
played
next year?
Summerfest.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But
Assuming that's a Milwaukee thing.
yeah, it's like a big festival we have like by the lake every year.
What kind of music do you play?
I'm in a jam band, which is the most fun. But I'm in like some cowboy psychedelic band as well, and then the Bee Gees cover band is fun.
Bee Gees cover band. Let's go.
Dude, your mom loves Bee Gees.
Yeah,
What'd you
I
say?
went to a Bee Gees cover. Oh, my mom loves the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our
I went
demographic.
to when I was in Vegas, I went to a Bee Gees cover concert with my friend, and then she brought edibles, and I've like never done weed, so I was like, sure. So she gave me the bag, and it was like, and then I finished the bag, and she was like, each one of those is 10 grams. The whole bag is 200. And I was like, oh no.
You'll be alright.
I just being at the Bee Gees concert, like, oh.
That's a lot of weed, dude.
Yeah, it's a
200
lot of weed.
mgs. Holy! I mean, they're sneaky though. Those edibles, they taste so good. It's like if I didn't know there was weed in them.
Fucking tell me it was dark, and she just said, here you go. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can't even taste the weed in those.
Yeah, like dummies. Oh, but yeah, no, Bee Gees are lit.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, it's such fun music. It's like old people music,
Yeah,
kind
it's
of,
fun
but
music. But like, it's fun though.
it's like disco, bro. It gets people dancing and shit. Like,
Yeah. That's cool. I'm in Boston now. I don't know
Boston
how much.
or Austin?
I'm in Boston.
Yeah, yeah.
So I moved here about 8 months ago.
Is that a girlfriend thing?
Yeah, kinda. Well, like, I wanted to leave the island. It's like there's not a whole lot to do. Like, it's a great place, but I felt like I gotta get out of here, you know?
Yeah.
So then Boston's cool city. I live like super downtown in like a pretty bougie neighborhood, which is kind of funny. But like we're in like kind of the basement. So we're in a studio and it's so that's why girlfriend just woke up and she said, please shut up.
Right now, right now?
Right now. So I'm talking to her. But yeah, no, it's cool. Same job, same hotel. Same pretty much everything.
I thought you
just
were going to like Peter Thiel team instead of Ellison or something.
Nah. Same 4 seasons. So it's cool. Oh, checked out Chicago when I was there. Chicago's a pretty cool city.
Yeah, Chicago's dope.
Lots of lease units open in there. Really cool. I mean, it's just like a big spread out New York, you know.
It's so big, it's like overwhelming. At least Milwaukee, you can kind of get a feel for it
it's really
in a day.
Mm-hmm.
But Chicago is like you could spend a whole week there and still not know what the fuck's going on.
Yep. No, that's exactly how I feel. Oh. Alright, what's the percentage on your thing?
Queue up another one. I'll be in the next one.
Ah. You heard him.
I don't mind waiting.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I haven't played in a while.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm looking
So how did you meet on League? Did you play like
Was it ranked or ARAM?
Ranked. So you were playing ranked, and then I was like, you're pretty good, because Would you? Oh, you were playing Zach, I think. And I was
Oh,
playing like
dude, my
Galio.
Zach was cracked.
We were doing Zach Galio, and then
Bruh.
we played a lot of rank together. And then yeah, that's kind of it. You know?
Yeah, I haven't played in a little bit. But my Zach was so broken for a little bit. I don't even know if there's like new champions or what.
Yeah.
When was the last time you played?
Bruh, it feels like it's been a year.
There's some new ones.
I'll have to check your account.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
check
been a
my
while.
recent matches. Hold on.
You gotta switch to my AirPods.
What do you play?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a greasy Katarina one trick.
Damn, respect.
Dude, I don't get much respect. I'll tell you that. Yeah. But I've been playing mostly ARAMs lately. Like, playing ranked is really sweaty sometimes. So, Kane and I hop on and grab some ARAMs every now and then.
Yeah, I honestly have more fun doing ARAMs, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Kane took a long break from League. And when Kane took a break from League, I took a break from League. It's like, I don't know, it's at least like 3 or 4 months. Maybe longer.
I don't even remember what made me stop playing League, but there was just some update and I was just over it. Alright, give me a second here.
How long you been playing League?
Bruh, like 12 years.
Oh man. That's a
Yeah.
fat minute.
I have
Yeah,
a
I started in
gigabyte.
season 2 as well.
Yeah, season 2, bro. I have a gigabyte of download.
Kane's just a baby in comparison.
I know, dude. I remember fucking the OG. I mean, I don't know if League was better back then, but it's just nostalgic, you know?
Yeah. If you see clips though of old League, you're like the graphics difference is like
Oh my
I'm like, oh
god.
my god, how did I play on this?
I know, like some of those season 1 champs where you see them, it's just like, wait, did he leave?
He's coming back, he said.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I have such like an on again off again relationship with League. Like, I don't know. My IRL life started to get more hectic and I just stopped playing as much. And then there was like an update where I was just like, this is so fucking lame. Like, I don't even care.
Yeah, they say no one ever truly quits League.
No. It's like an opium addiction or something.
So he's there for you.
But it was more so
Yeah,
once
I've come
my,
and gone.
I mean, once
Okay.
I used to play with like my brother and my best friend from grade school, and then they like try-harded League super bad, like where it was like they were like diamond, and I'm like a gold player, you know, on a good day. And then I couldn't play with them anymore because they were so good. And then I was like, well, what the fuck am I doing? Like just playing alone. Like I would rather just play Tetris, bro. You know what I mean? Like.
Do you actually play Tetris?
I actually do. Yeah, I love Tetris.
You play online?
Yeah, I have a Tetrio account.
Nice.
But I used to play Tetris Friends in high school, and then I think that website got deleted or something.
Yeah, dude, I played a lot of Tetris Friends when I was in high school.
Bro, study hall went nuts with Tetris Friends.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. I'm 28.
Yeah.
We were probably playing each other on Tetris Friends, dude.
Probably, dude. I'd send you them fucking stacks.
What strategy did you like to play?
Bro, something about just clearing like 4-liners. I would just build up a whole long ass row and just clear all them bitches. Like I'd get back to backs and
Yeah.
that's kind of my strat. I was never good at like T-spins or anything.
Yeah, that stuff's tricky. Nowadays, dude, there's kids that have been playing Tetris since they were like in the womb. And it amazes me the level of Tetris that they can play.
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
even
Kane's
imagine.
back.
Wait, didn't somebody just beat Tetris? Just like a big deal.
In like classic Tetris, there's been a lot of like records and stuff being broken.
It was just that kid that just got. No, it's like it beat the game. Like it like hasn't been beaten.
No, I did see that too. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like I forget what they call the screen at the end, where like
Where you get over the bit limit and then it just breaks the game.
Yeah.
Crazy. He's like 13.
All right, I'm logging in.
Hell yeah. Oh, we're playing a new ARAM game mode. They came out with a new ARAM game mode. It's called Mayhem. Did you ever play Arena?
Oh,
I played Arena a little bit.
Yeah, it's like Arena. You get, instead of runes, you get augments during the course of the game. It's kind of silly. Yeah.
So it's just like buffs that you accumulate or what?
Yeah, you get 4 augments every game that you get over every few levels.
So don't pay attention to what anybody else has. You're gonna get confused.
There's
It's
a lot
cool.
of reading.
You can do some like cool combos.
Do you know what hard drop is?
No.
It's like a Tetris website or like Tetris wiki type place, but I just found out that the creator of hard drop works at my company.
Wait, he works for your company?
Yeah. But he like started like this it's called ServiceNow. Yeah, he started this like website like community for like competitive Tetris way back in the day. He's also a League player too.
Fellow degen.
Dude, it's funny now, cause like, so when on the island, all of my staff was all like 50, 60 years old, and then like some high schoolers, and now it's like everybody's my age, like 25, like 24, 25, 29, 30. So like, we have so much in common, and it's so weird.
It's weird to have things in common.
It's so weird.
It's weird to feel like you belong.
Yeah, no, like when I was on Lanai, like the Drake and Kendrick thing was happening. I was like, oh my god, guys, did you hear? Like Drake and Kendrick, there's like some beef going on, and they're like, who? You know, like Drake, like Hotline Bling, and they're like, huh? I'm like, oh, please. And then here, like some of my staff, like used to play a lot of League. Like we talk about video games. It's like, wow, that's weird.
Do you manage them?
Yeah. But it's just different. But it's
Hold
like,
on,
wow,
I'm
I have
patching.
a
I'm
lot
at
in common.
10%.
Don't worry. Anything else happening in Milwaukee?
I was just at my buddy's show. It's like a cumbia show. It's like Mexican music. It's pretty cool.
So you're playing?
Yeah, that's like the dance music, right?
Yeah, it's like it's like boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-boom, boom, boom, ba-boom, boom.
Yeah. My
super
grandma loves
funky.
that stuff.
It's just like it's like a 14-person band of like horns and shit. Like, yeah, it's cool, but it's just like a lot going on, you know.
What instrument do you play?
I play guitar mostly, but I play a little bit of piano and drums and bass and stuff.
Nice.
But guitar is
What were
probably
you
my
gonna say,
main
Kane?
instrument.
I was gonna say, do you have a good artist I should listen to that is playing that kind of music?
I have a whole playlist I could send you of cumbia.
Just a song. I'm just trying to get a vibe.
Cumbia is like my favorite type of Mexican music.
Yeah. Genre. Okay, I found it. Okay.
Yeah, my grandma likes this kind of music.
It's so fun to dance to, bro. There's something about it. I made a playlist from Shazamming all of like the workers in the kitchen. They would play cumbia. And it's just such a fucking vibe, bro. Like there's like a couple of genres of Mexican music that I really fuck with, but that's the main one. There's like bachata and shit, but that sounds like too sensual for me. It's like, it's almost like too seductive.
Wait, a 14-person band is crazy.
Yeah, it was like a whole, they had like 3 saxophone players, a trombone player, 3 people playing percussion.
What percussion? Drums? Like the shakers?
Like bongos. Yeah, they had some
Like a
maracas. They had yeah, just like imagine any type of drum instrument you can imagine. It's like they got it.
Yeah, it's pretty lit.
%. I mean, you guys could queue up without me, bro. I'm like, I don't know how long this will be. Maybe like another 20 minutes.
It'll be 20. We can run it.
Let's go.
Are you Mexican, by chance?
No, but I'm. They call me Ochoa.
She calls me Poppy, so you know.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Kane and I are actually part Mexican.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Eric is, what are you, half? You're half Japanese?
Yeah, I'm half Mexican, half
Wait,
Japanese, and Kane is a
like
quarter
that.
Mexican.
What kind of combo is that?
Not a very common one. Kane is crazier, dude. Kane is a quarter Mexican, a quarter Japanese, and half Chinese.
Bro, that's a forbidden mixture right there, bro.
Silas, okay, I see you. Now I'm gonna listen to this stuff while we're playing.
It's low-key a vibe.
Oh, he swapped off Shaco right at the end. I would have taken Shaco.
Oh yeah, he was trying to play Vayne. Because he had Vayne, and then he traded it away to me, and he's like, wait, my bad.
Oh, I got that too, Kane. I don't know if you want to take it though, because I don't think you really want to build energized items unless it's Stormers. I'm gonna build Stormers though.
Oh no, I'm Silas.
Oh, you're not Vayne anymore. Might be.
Yeah.
I wonder if Vayne took it. Vayne took it. Oh, you can go static, I guess. Yeah.
I want to go core checker.
Bruh.
Already?
Well, dude, now our time difference is way whacker than it was before. It's like, what, you're an hour before instead of 15 hours behind?
So, yeah. Yeah, instead of 15 hours, yeah. 5, I think. Yeah, it was only 5 because you're Central Time.
And you're Eastern now?
Yeah.
Still, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But, dude, the sun sets so late here is bullshit.
You mean early?
Early.
Dude, the sunset at
That's
4
way
o'clock today in Wisconsin.
I know, this is bullshit. What the fuck?
I know, daylight savings time is a scam. I call it daylight losing time.
We used to like in Hawaii we don't have daylight savings.
Yeah, because it's always
So-
sunny.
Yeah, because it's so close to the equator.
Oh, nice stun.
Close to the sun.
Hello. Oh, hello. There you go. Now my mic's back. Hello.
What up, Tony? How we doing?
Putting your hands up.
You live over here or what?
What's the problem? Yeah, you'll get the house on fire. And the problem,
Yo, Tony, are you from Australia or where you at?
To disappoint you, but I just won't budge. Just give
Tony.
up on me. Give up on me.
Tony.
I'm a lost cause, do it the way
Tony.
I want, don't get a say. I'm boss
Tony.
of the one and only me, myself, and I'm long gone. Didn't I say white lie? Didn't
Tony.
I say what you
Anthony.
wanted, what you wanted? Like I'm a loser. I got nothing to prove,
Tony.
yeah. Prove, yeah. I don't
Tony.
really care. Middle fingers in the air like
Anthony.
la la la. La 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 la,
Tony.
like I'm a loser,
Tony.
loser. I don't answer to ya. I don't really care. Middle fingers in the air like a la loser. Someone's been here. I sent you an invite to the team, by the way.
Alright,
Yeah, of
thanks,
course.
bro.
I'm gonna go in sicko mode too.
You need some low grade, cunt?
I hope this re-energize augment pays off. I'm gonna be building some weird items because of it.
Tony, Anthony.
I'm a lost cause, do it the way I want. Don't get to say I'm boss of the one and only
Anthony,
me,
bro.
myself, and I'm
Anthony.
long gone. Say what not gonna say. Are you talking?
Yeah, bro. You don't have voices on.
Are you talking? Sorry, I've got two different games. Alright, give me a second. There. Now try and talk.
Bruh.
Are you trying to talk and it's not working?
Dude, I've been talking this whole time.
Yeah. Wait, I heard you. Yeah, no, I can
Oh.
hear you now, man. Sorry, I had like music playing and a different game playing that has voices in it.
Where are you from, bro?
I'm obviously from Australia.
Well, it doesn't sound like it.
There's a guy right there. There's a guy right there. He's come out. He's come out.
All right, good
What's
luck.
up, bro? What's up, bro? Wait,
Oh,
wait.
snap.
Dude,
I
shit.
see you.
Bruh, just take my stuff, bro.
One flashy.
I'm your neighbor. Better off just being friends. Can you help me up?
Neighbor, I don't live here.
Uh-huh. Same. Thank you, bro. Cheers, cunt.
Yo, this build is so weird, dude. I have rapid fire cannon stacked every auto.
Damn. Wait, what?
Okay, Vayne.
Oh, re-energizer.
And I have 2 range indicators on my bar right now, dude. It's throwing me off.
2 range. Oh, yeah.
I've got the rapid fire one, and then I've got the scope weapon one.
Using an ability restores health. Let's go. God, are you kidding me? I just got kited so hard. Oh, the vein. Oh, the vein's going crazy. Wait, she's going lethality vein.
Dang, she lived a long time.
It's Sejuani ult. Oh, 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 this vein is going crazy.
Aw. Kai'Sa's doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, she is.
Does Kai'Sa ult work on you?
It does, but I have to hit them.
Oh.
Like I have to proc it, which sucks. Nice. Why are we not hitting the turret?
I have to alternate my autos between the minions and the tower. Oh my god. I just get deleted by Kai'Sa. Oh dear.
Should have waited. Damn, dude, what bag? She did so much damage. What? Nice.
Vayne really keeps paying her items.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
Bro, I'm attacking from downtown.
He just threw it all to the top.
Vayne's going.
Oh, she almost one shot. Nice.
Why'd she heal? Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's the Omnivamp augment.
That's what it is. Yeah, it is on the vamp. Damn, she has 30 on the vamp and 15. Dude, she has so much. She's 45 on the vamp. Do you think it's worth it for you to get executioners?
Me?
Just for her? Yeah,
Just for
symbolic.
Kaisa?
Yeah, because she's 45%. Only
Maybe.
because it would be better on you than me, unless I go Bramble. You know, which I could do Bramble. Michael Bramble.
I can build it. Aw, she flashed. Bro, she's got 27 kills. How's your game looking? Wait, what's your name? Or what's your friend's name, Kane?
John.
John?
Sorry, I was muted. I'm at 75% home stretch.
Okay. We just got beat.
Okay. Yeah, probably like 5 more minutes and I'll be ready.
Okay.
What champs do you guys play?
I played Corky and Kane played Silas. But we got cooked by Potato Kaisa.
Silas is tough in ARAM. How many deaths do you have? Like 20?
Yeah.
Dude, I'd never like playing fucking melee champ in ARAM because you're just gonna get fucking one shot every time. But you have to go in.
I've had some good games and I'm living off that high. But the past like 4 games on Silas have not been good.
I just don't like playing melee champs in ARAM. I don't know. It's just like it never is a good time. It's
If you're
never a
like,
good time. It's the worst of times. It was the worst of times.
If you play like Renekton, like it's good. No.
Yeah, because you can get that like Omni Vamp or whatever the fuck he has, that life steal with his Q.
Yeah, I feel like I just don't heal enough with Silas.
Okay, prop 50 pass.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Huge. Do you want to explain like I'm 5 what it is?
Hmm?
Do you want to explain like I'm 5 what it is?
Explain what it is.
Yeah.
It lets California gerrymander to get more Democrat seats.
Got seats for
the House.
But yes. Oh, so just in general. So then how many seats total are we
Supposed to get 5.
projected yet?
Which undoes the 5 that Texas got.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, our mayor over here, Michelle Wu, is pretty goated.
Yeah.
She's
Asian.
She's Asian. She's a
Wait,
Chinese
who is?
woman. Michelle Wu, Boston mayor.
Sounds like a baddie.
She's 40 years old. First female to be Asian female to be reelected. No, youngest woman to be reelected. So that's good. The guy who owns the Patriots, his son was running for mayor, then dropped out.
Bro, my last game was
So then she won.
February of this year, and it was a remake, and then I never queued up again.
Right.
9 months later, bro. I could have had a kid in that time.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna go brush my teeth and get ready for bed.
I'm just cleaning my room.
Bro, it was crazy. Back in the day, I used to play with you, and you'd be like long distance with your GF, and now she's telling you to shut the fuck up because you're too loud playing League.
Yeah, that might have been a different GF depending on how long ago you played.
Same one.
Same one.
Wait. Yeah, most definitely same one.
Pretty sure it's the same one.
Well, because I dated a girl before. Yeah, no, I don't think you know about her.
Before
Same
you were
one.
gay, or what?
Before I was gay.
All right.
But
89%,
we
boys.
live in-
89%.
Nice.
We live in a 420, I think, 400 square foot apartment. Very small.
Damn.
I don't know how you can even play League in a league without waking her up, let alone be on camera
400
or on
square
Discord.
foot? What? Do you have a bathroom in that bitch?
Yes, I
400 square feet is crazy, bro.
do. Yeah, that's good. Hello. I don't know if you can see me.
Oh, are you streaming? Oh, hold on.
Wait,
Wait,
let
do it
me
again.
look.
Oh, you got a studio. Yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
Can we see your GF? Is she sleeping?
Sleeping GF.
Like right next to the computer. Bro, she's right there. Can she hear us?
She's asleep. So maybe not.
Well,
Is
do you
she a
have
heavy
headphones
sleeper?
on?
Yeah, I have AirPods on.
Okay, thank God. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, it's a nice little
This is the
studio.
kitchen. And then the bathroom's there. I'm sorry.
Damn. What's her schedule like for work?
I think she's working nights right now.
No, she's AM.
Oh, she's AM.
Hence the reason why she's sleeping and tell him to shut up. The
Gotta find
stream
my
is just like
suitcase.
it's just like all black and like a silhouette of his face.
Like the Cheshire Cat.
Hey.
Oh, she just woke up.
%95, boys. 95.
Excellent.
Oh no, it gave me some error message. Hold on, I might need to relog.
Oh, I had to relog after my game patched.
Weird. China, please. The fuck? Hey yo.
Yo, yo, yo. Can you there? I feel like I heard Connie at Wake Up or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right. DGen boyfriend playing League at 4 a.m. Classic.
Oh, okay.
You're the party leader, bro. What are you talking about? Oh.
No, I'm the party leader.
R. Chopped ass. What state are you in?
I am in California, San Diego.
Dude,
Although I'm
love
from
San
North
Diego.
Carolina. Yeah, you been?
Bro, I was living in my car in San Diego for a little bit.
Oh, if there's a place to do it, San Diego seems like a nice place.
Bro, catch me at OB, bro. Wednesday night. They have that drum circle. Come on now.
OB is an interesting place.
Bro, I was just, like San Diego is like the first place I found that I could like sleep in my car without like an issue. LA is so fucking, I don't know, on ass.
Ooh, kale. Nice.
It's time to glide.
Classic.
I don't mind that dodge.
Dream on, bro's trying to trade me for Ezreal, bro. Yeah, right. Dream on, bro's trying to trade me for Ezreal, bro. Yeah, right. So wait, do I not get to choose my loadout?
No runes.
Hmm.
Again?
The fuck?
Oh, it says you left the lobby.
It said Vanguard error. The fuck is that?
Oh, wait, have you played since Vanguard came out?
Yeah, but okay, hold on.
You might need to
Fuck?
reboot your computer.
No, it says Vanguard is running. Riot Vanguard. Hold on. Well, that's fucking a boner, bro. What the fuck?
It might give you a 15-minute dodge timer.
Yeah, I probably will.
In this video, I'll show you how to fix Vanguard Error 57 when trying to play League of Legends. So to go and fix this issue, first open up your Start menu, go and search for Control Panel and click on the Control Panel window. Make sure View By is set to Category in the top right hand side. Underneath Programs, click on Uninstall Program, then scroll all the way down this list until you see Riot Vanguard. Now just right click on the application and press Uninstall. It will ask, do you want to continue? Press yes, and then give that a couple of seconds while it uninstalls from your computer. Once you've done that, you can open up the League of Legends client. Now, once you open up League of Legends, you should get this button here that says Update, and this is going to reinstall Vanguard to your computer. If you don't see this button, then what you'll need to do is just go and close out of the Riot Games application, and then you can try reopening it, and you should see this button here. So I'm going to click on Update, and now it will say your game requires a system restart. Now, before we do this, we're going to open up the Start menu and search for Services, then click on the Services window. Scroll down the bottom to this page until you see a service called VGC, and we're going to double click on this service. Change the startup type from manual to automatic and press Apply and OK. Then double click on the service again and press Start.
You got a Vanguard error. What's up?
I exited out of Vanguard. I rebooted. Let's see. Let me know if it's I'm removed from party.
It shows you're here now.
Oh really? You could try it again, but if I disconnect again, I'm just gonna 15 minutes, bro. Fuck.
It's only 12.
Bro,
When
for
you
a
sleeping,
fucking
Kane?
for an ARAM, 15-minute leave ban error. What the fuck? Oh, my computer might have just froze.